So, welcome to the end of our discussion on topic 8.1, the responses of living organisms to the environment. We're going to continue to talk about a few more, and then that'll be it for topic 8.1. Parental and offspring interactions. Here you have an octopus. I'm sure you can tell that much, but it's protecting eggs over here. Protecting them until they hatch. It's a very unique story, the story of this octopus. The mother will protect the eggs, giving shielding from the outside environment, using her tentacles to attack things that come within a certain zone, making sure that the eggs survive. Eventually, at the end of this creature's life cycle, this mother will just go ahead and do kind of a service to her kids and die, leaving her kids to survive, and she's not going to be competing for food with her children. This is just one example of obviously a myriad of examples of parent and offspring interactions, and I just wanted to show you that it's not always such a rosy picture, as this poor octopus its fate is kind of sealed. So that's one type of response to an environment: the interactions between mother and offspring, or father and offspring. Courtship and mating behaviors. You guys may not have heard of this. This is the bowerbird. You may have heard of this. I don't know. Go back. The bowerbird. The bowerbird. I really suggest you guys look up a video on the bowerbird. You can probably find the first one you see will probably be pretty good. It's a pretty interesting bird. This looks like a man-made structure. I feel like it's got kind of this angular feature to it. This is actually a bowerbird nest. It has all these colorful piles here of things to attract a mate, to show, hey, I'm rich. I've got plenty of stuff. All these colorful things, right? So this is kind of a courtship ritual. It's typically what it's known as, and it's a mating behavior as well of these animals, these bowerbirds. This is a female right here. This is a female bowerbird. Female. She's inspecting this nest. If the nest is good enough, she will agree to mate with this male. You can see he's here. Poor guy is just he's holding a piece of nest. He's like, please mate with me. But yes, this is kind of her life cycle. This is the interaction between these males and females. The female will inspect. If the nest is up to snuff, which this is a nice looking nest up here, the female will agree to mate with said male. That is a courtship ritual. It's typically what it's called. We have those too, don't we, humans? Maybe ponder that for a bit. Okay, foraging. So, foragers are typically, in most cases, are omnivorous. Omnivorous meaning they can eat many different types of things, much like us. We can eat meat, vegetables, all sorts of things. Well, we didn't always have farming and agriculture, right? We used to have to hunt for food, forage for food, wild mushrooms, nuts, berries, these types of things are what humans used to forage. Still can if you're truly brave, but I wouldn't recommend it. Don't go home and go eating random things you forage. But this is how we used to survive. Foraging. Bees forage, obviously. Other animals forage. They kind of move around and acquire food in their environment, kind of extract their energy from stuff that's grown. Pack behavior in animals. We've talked about this already a little bit. I do want to show you some of this school of fish, because I really think schools of fish are amazing. If you have a chance, you really should watch this old. I don't know how old it is. I bet it's old by your guys' standards. We'll put it that way. Blue Planet, great series, and it has a lot of these amazing shots of schools of fish and how reactive they are. It's very amazing how quick these things can move and how large they can get. But this is pack behavior in an animal, right? Very interesting stuff here. Here's another type of pack behavior, colony, right? This is a wasp colony. Basically, this woman had a spare bedroom, and these wasps kind of moved into that bed and just took over. It's disturbing. It's the stuff of nightmares, and I apologize for showing you that. But this is a swarming behavior. Typically takes place in insects. and things of that nature. We'll have a swarm mentality. The final thing we have to talk about in responses to the environment is kin selection. Kin selection. You've probably heard the word kin before. It's kind of a reference to somebody that you're related to, right? We're going to talk about kin selection a lot more when we get to talking about natural selection and things like that, because kin selection has a huge role in the evolution of animals. These are meerkats over here. I've mentioned them in a previous video, which I'm sure you remember. Very family-based animal. Now you might think, well, it's so cute that they're family-based, but it is. Some people believe that it is, I'm writing a word up here. Altruistic. Altruistic. If you don't know what that is, it means being kind. Being kind, right? I'm going to put this in quotation marks. Being kind to others of your species, right? If you're altruistic, you are kind to others of your species, which some humans are. It's interesting because a lot of this altruism is basically because of kin selection, which is less to do with wanting to be nice and more to do with wanting genes to replicate. Wanting genes to replicate and to protect the replication of those genes, to keep your genes dominating the gene pool. That is what kin selection is all about. So I'm not going to go too deep into it here. We'll save that for our discussions on evolution because it is interesting. You could probably do a whole course just on kin selection. I'm going to leave it at this. This will be it for 8.1. Next video will be 8.2. Thanks for listening.